my goodness. I have so overloaded this truck. Look at that. Totally riding on the bottom. I'd show you how fast I'm going, except my speedometer doesn't work, but this truck is grinding here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Made it to the shop. Welcome here, everybody. Tim the blacksmith, and I am going to show you what I just got. So excited about this. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? Ho ho! What do you mean you don't know what that is? That is an Ingersol Rand Pneumatic upsetter. Let's take a closer look at this thing. Okay, this is the nameplate, and I realize you probably can't see anything on it. I can barely read it out, but it says. So the type is CIR40. That's their biggest one, I believe. Serial number is C-8026. Drill sharpener. Patented 1920. Made in Canada. Canadian Ingersol Rand Company. Limited. Sherbrooke, Quebec. There you have it. So you're probably wondering, Tim, what does this thing do? This thing was used for making jackhammer bits. So upsetting the end where the bit would go into the jackhammer, it gets a collar on it. And then it was also used for shaping the ends of the bit. So I'm going to use it. I've got some ideas, different ideas that I want to play with it. But for now, I've never actually seen one run. And I haven't seen this one run. So I'm going to try to unload it with the mini excavator, and hopefully there's no problems with that. And then I'm going to try to quickly hook it up and just see if it works and see what the capacity is so I can get my gears going on some ideas for this tool. So that's the plan. Here we go. Okay, so I got it hooked up here. Spent some time looking at it. Not super happy with the way it's hooked up, but I'm gonna try it. I also don't know if this machine will be able to lift it, but it's, you know, it's hooked around the exhaust here. Hang on a second. Hooked around the exhaust, which isn't cool. The only other option I could figure out how to hang on to it was right from the top here. Perhaps that's what that thread's for, but that's pulling the whole weight from the cylinder. I don't really love that either. Oh, it's so close, but the machine doesn't like me. I'm gonna try getting a shorter strap to get it tighter just to see if that'll help. Just about pick it up though. got this guy down here. That was just about not able to get that down. So it's just temporary in the shop. I'm really close to the air compressor, so I'm gonna try to quickly jimmy rig this thing together to give it a try, but I'll quickly give you the overview of how this thing works. Okay, so from what I understand, this is the back, and this is the cylinder here. You can see the ram here. That will do the upsetting. So you can see there's two dies in here for a hexagon shaft, and then this ram will hit it. You can adjust the throw of the ram by sliding this whole cylinder back, I guess. So we'll have to play with that. And then, oh, it's super dark here. So this is the front here. So you would stick your material through there. You can see the cylinder in the back. And then on the front here, you've got a row where you can clamp things down, where you would put a whole bunch of other stuff. And I saw one that had trimming configurations and tapering configurations. So that there's no dies in there right now, just the clamps. And then this whole head goes down, clamps your material so that when you push with this, the material obviously gets upset. At least that's what I understand. What I'm not sure about though, is this is the handle here to operate it. What I'm hoping is it feels like it's got a back motion, and I'm hoping that would run this down, not running that. And then if you would go forward all the way, this goes down and then that comes, because I would like to be able to run this independently from that, but I don't know if that's the case. So we're gonna see what we can do. So I guess this is some sort of grease spot. I'm just gonna see if we can open this up and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, that's actually way tighter than that. Bigger wrench. Should actually. There's another one of these things that I assumed was grease. I'm gonna see if this one opens up. Okay, that one opens up really good. Just gonna quickly do a little bit of quick grunge removal. There is so much packed on grease and oil and grunge. Yeah, it's definitely a grease. It's interesting, maybe you can't see this. It's interesting in looking at it, I just realized there's a grease nipple down here. So I'm not quite sure why you would be getting in this if this was an old system, if that's a retrofit, or I don't know. Or if that's just a way to pack it quick and then you just use the grease gun. The other side has that same thing. Okay, I have no idea what's going on in there. There's like, so I'm trying to get this so you can see. There's like some kind of like, I don't know if that's rusted wool or copper wool. I don't know what the deal is with that. If that's supposed to be packed full of grease or oil, or anybody know what's going on in there? It's very interesting. So it looks like some kind of fabric, and it smells very oily, so maybe that's supposed to be full of oil, I don't know. So you can see under here, this is the main cylinder that I assume makes everything work basically. There's a little bit of surface rust on it. It's been sitting, this thing's been sitting outside for I don't know how long. I don't think it's been crazy long, but who knows? This is a brass brush. Just gonna see how bad that rust is. So, what I can gather is this is the intake. So So you can tell that was like a 2 or 2.5 inch, or maybe even bigger inlet. I don't know what this was for. I'm just wondering if that was maybe an oiler system for dropping oil right into the intake. I would assume this thing would need quite a bit of oil. I don't know though. So I think it's plugged off, so I can run it with that okay. So I'm gonna try to just jimmy rig something like this. It's gonna be like a 1/2 inch hose going into it. What I'm hoping is that it can cycle once without needing the air compressor air to back it up. Looks like it would be a big tank, hey? So I'm just gonna quickly hook it up and then we'll turn it on and fill it up with air in hopes that I can at least just try it to see this thing work. So obviously if this thing is gonna be something I use a lot, I'm gonna have to really change up my air situation and get it plumbed in properly. But look at the exhaust on this thing. That's how big it is. It's like a 2-inch exhaust, assuming that's the exhaust, not the intake. It's gotta be the exhaust. Yeah, and then this is the exhaust for this cylinder on the back. So I mean, that thing is ready to dump the air. That's gonna be loud. That's a serious dump. Anyways, let's get this thing jimmied up. Okay, this is the funniest thing. 1/2 inch line going into a 2-inch intake. So obviously this is ridiculous, but we're gonna try it and see if we can fill this thing up. I'm gonna put some air to it now. Whoo, exciting. If this will work. Doing it right now. Here we go. That's probably my, yeah. Okay, I put the wrong air fitting on. So I'm gonna quickly change that. Hopefully that will help us out. Just gotta find one. I gotta turn the compressor on, but I do not know what that is for. That is weird. All right, I'm gonna start the compressor up, bring her up to. That sound is so cool. That's such a weird. I was warned that if you dry fire this thing and that ram hits the dies, you can actually crack the dies. So I've stuck a piece of UHMW plastic in there. I don't know if that's the stupidest idea I've ever done in my life, but hopefully not. Okay guys, we're gonna try this. I have no idea what's gonna happen here. I am a little bit nervous. All right. That seems like just a die cleaner. All right, let's go forward. Okay. Oh, man. That's this scary beast of a machine. Okay, that's like a jackhammer. Oh, yeah, I'm a big idiot. I forgot to take out the clamp, the safety stop. So I guess that cleans the die, and then this should, okay. Hokey mokies. Oh man, that's a serious shutdown right there. Okay, I'm gonna get some more air. Oh, that's scary. Okay, we're gonna try this again. So, and then. That's so cool. Woo! Hokey dino. Dude, that thing stomps so hard. You guys can't feel it, but the floor just shakes. Wowzer. Wowzer. UHMW is hurting. Wow. Wow.
You should film the ground when you do that.
Does the ground move? Like
Because
the floor.
Is just like,
This is so scary. So you can be so sharp with the head coming down. I don't know if that's bad to do. Or you can be soft. And then that's clamped, and then you can control the back. So I guess you would operate it slow, or maybe not, I don't know. I think it's pretty obvious. The question at hand is, so what can this baby do? I'm gonna get the forge lit. I'm gonna try seeing how much force it has this way compressing, and then I might just make up some material that fits in that die to get that octagon and stick it in there and see if how much upsetting force it has. I wanna know. You wanna know. Let's find out. So what's going on here is I loosen these bolts off on the bottom, and you can move this guy along to get your distance here, and then it also looks like it can roll a little bit to help, I guess, center you up. I guess to get centered on the die. So I'm just gonna arbitrarily move it to a certain point here, just like that. See how that works for us. I've had a bit of troubles with this one, I guess it's the bolt or thread, this fastening system on the front here. I don't exactly know how it works, but anyways, I got it back in there. I think it's got a bigger gap there, so we'll try that. Okay, I'm gonna get the first hot piece of steel in here, air this thing up, and let's see what it can do. Amount of air that I had was really restricting. It did okay. I thought it would actually do better, so that's a little bit disappointing, but I think more air would just be able to keep hitting it harder because you're actually having to hit multiple times. But so I'm gonna try going through the dies here, and I actually looked at it. It's not an octagon, it's a hectagon. Or if I said it was a hexagon, the material I have is an octagon. So I'm gonna try to kind of reforge it to fit those dies good, get it to fit in, and then come and hit it with the ram on the back. So we'll see how that all works out. so I was just thinking, I spent all my money on this bad boy, so I'm dirt poor now. So could you please subscribe to my channel so that I can keep working on this tool and keep bringing stuff to you? Thanks, really appreciate it. So I've just been working through the dies to get the material to sit well so that we can clamp it tight and really try pushing from the back. So I got the piece in the forge. We're gonna come and do that now. It's not gonna be pretty, but hopefully this is a test to really see what the capacity or capabilities of this back piston. Okay, well, that was a test run. It's pretty smoking obvious that the huge drawback is that there's just not enough air to it. Not even that the tank outside is, like, it's small, but the line just to get to it, you got like one good hit on clamping and about one good hit on the back cylinder here, and then it's just got no power. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I was hoping it would have a little bit more pow than it does, but I think it has potential. And so now I got to think about it if I want to set it up. I've got another compressor that I can run, and I've got another air tank, and then we'd have to plumb in some honking huge line to this machine. So I got to decide if that has value enough, you know, if the value of that is worth it for me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Should we set this thing up? Or just hold back on that. I'm definitely not a collector of blacksmithing tools. My purpose is to have a shop that works for my workflow, what I want to do. And so if I have tools that I don't use, I'm going to just bring them down to the scrapyard and get rid of them. But no, seriously, I don't know if I want to hold on to this one. I guess I'll think on it a little bit. But thanks for sticking it out. It was really fun. I love testing tools like this. It's such a good time, such a fun time. But I think that's going to be it for me. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and if you know of any thoughts that I should be thinking about this tool, whether or not to keep it or not. And we look forward to seeing you next time. We really appreciate your time. See you guys.